I'm not a profile either, but right now when I'm driving, I look around to see people that I would deport. Like I'm driving, like, yep. Oh, yeah, right there, that couple right there. Yep. That little boy right there with the bottom. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I look at people that I would deport if I was ICE. I drive around like I'm ICE. Afternoon, it's fun.
Big Boy's neighborhood, beautiful day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. The legendary George Lopez back in the neighborhood. What up, long hair, don't care?
Yeah, what's going on?
How you doing, brother?
You know what, man? Surprisingly, Yeah, no, I'm good.
Through everything,
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm, newly elderly, so all the things that happen are new.
Right. Hey, man, what does newly elderly mean?
You'll be in the car driving someplace, you're like, where was I going to go? You pull over because you forgot where you were going.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. I fell getting out of the tub. It wasn't even wet. Everything was dry.
Hey, George.
Mats down. Hey, man.
Do you feel yourself like, okay, yeah, I'm getting older?
A tooth came. I ate a little bit of a sandwich. A tooth came. Part of a tooth came out. Oh, George. I tried to put it back in front of everybody. You know, the white old people, those guys like, hang on a second, man. Which is the one you do with your tongue? Huh? Okay, that's the one right there. I mean, newly elderly is, yeah.
Are you embracing newly elderly?
No, man. You're going to live to where you look better with clothes on.
Oh,
you look naked, man. Right now, naked. God, chinga, man. I'm ready to go to a carnival. Somebody took the mirror. The mirror that makes you look better. The fun house. Somebody took our mirror.
Hey, George. So you really, but like
I sat on my nuts.
Oh no. Who was just? Hey, dude. Somebody was just talking about the older,
and not even on a hard surface. I sat on them in a cushion. Usually they they make room for each other.
Right.
Know?
Yeah.
It's
man,
ridiculous.
somebody was just talking. Felipe Esparza was just talking about aging and the gravitational pull of your scrotum.
When you sit down.
Yeah, man. But George, you're saying right now, bro. But I felt like you're embracing it because even with you're not dyeing your hair. You know what I'm saying?
No, because you know why? Because I would if it worked, but you know. You ever see those dudes that get like an orange tinge?
Oh, yes.
That's what would happen to me. The silver is so strong that it would make black turn orange.
Oh.
Then you look like Ronald you got that Ronald McDonald, that blue thing,
So
nothing
you
lines
done.
up. Unfortunately, yeah, man. I think I tried to go get my teeth whitened. They were like, no, you know what? No, we can't. I mean,
just let it be, huh?
It's just the way it is, man.
Yeah, just age out gracefully.
Hey, I've rescued dogs, right?
Yeah.
But I've never really had a cat. So I think, maybe I'll go try to rescue a cat. I went to the animal shelter over there, and they wouldn't let me rescue a cat.
Dude, I remember you said this.
Because
and what was the reason?
Because
the
of my
age.
They said, who's going to take care of him in 3 years?
They said in 3 years?
When you die.
Who they think you are, Biden?
I said, ching out, right? Hey, at least listen, if I turn like Biden where you're good one day, the next day, you're just old. And toward the end, Biden walked like he was doing Tai Chi, man. Hey, I saw him walk across the grass. You know when you have no leg strength, that whatever pattern they cut the grass in, you go that way.
Hey, George,
he's doing checkerboards out there. We're over here. He's going like this.
Hey, George, but do you feel like you're not losing your funny though? Like we just did a show together, right, in December. George, I watched the show from the audience.
Yes,
and I was like, dude, George is fucking hilarious. Have you worried about losing the funny?
No, I think I still have it though.
Yeah, man.
But I weigh right now. I've lost maybe I think since I saw you another 11 pounds maybe.
How much have you lost total? Because you was wearing an outfit that night. I was like, this dude on some rock star stuff.
Yeah. Maybe 60 pounds.
George, did you feel like you had 60 pounds to lose?
And you know what? I don't know how long I can stay here because I got to get back to the crack house or I lose my turn. I could just be burning all day, man.
Hey, man, how did you lose the weight? Did you do Ozempic or?
No, just really, depression.
That's a hell of a diet.
Racism, victim blaming. You know, like that. You know.
You said racism, victim blame.
Yeah.
So
sad, depression, sadness.
So really, since the inauguration, you done lost another 11 pounds.
Oh man, chingao, man. Listen, man. I mean, that's when they. You know what? This is how racist this country is. They say there's American citizens that are being deported amongst the people who are here undocumented. Well, you know what? Sometimes when they go hunting for tuna, they got a dolphin caught in the net.
Man.
You know, hey, right? Relax.
Hey, dude, do you see what's going on? Because we haven't had a chance to speak since Trump has been back in office.
They already called me to fit me for chains. They said, you know, we know what kind of chains you used to wear. What chains are you? What size chains are you now?
Yeah, dude. Are you concerned, George?
If I wasn't if I didn't talk so much shit, I wouldn't be. But I think,
right? Because you said some things.
Where does the tour start? It starts in Miami. Where's it going to end? Guantanamo? It might end up in Fort Hood in Texas. Who knows?
Hey, man, do you feel like out the gate that Trump has done way more than what we thought he was going to do? Like you hear certain things, but this dude hit the ground running with executive orders.
You know, when the only promise you keep is to mass deportation, not I'm going to lower the price of groceries.
Yeah.
No, you can't get an egg anymore. There's some bird flu, which means the Latinos, you know what, I'm washing my hands. Fuck him. You want eggs? I'm going to take eggs. Hey, look at these freshly hatched eggs right here, my culo. So I think that the mass deportation thing is crazy because you know, I mean, listen, I might be selfish, but I can't get fruit right there in the corner anymore.
You saying how it affects how it could affect everyone.
Guys running behind that. You know, you have to go behind the tree, just a little una copa, manzana, like tajín with some coconut slice de arriba.
Hey, dude, me. Hey, man, but you've always been.
They try to speak English. Hey, excuse me, are you an American? Say, what's to make you think I know? Like, oh man, nope. Get in the van, Mato. Get in the van. I got you in. What's to make you think I know? Okay. And his wife too.
Hey man, have you? Because you've been vocal,
terrible, but you know,
you've been vocal too, even before this second run.
This is how fractured our culture is. You got a guy making mass deportation things, destroying lives. All they could talk about is Emilia Perez and Selena Gomez crying. Nothing about the actual people themselves. So you know, the power of maybe whatever whoever has the upper hand, and you know that it's never been an upper hand like that, has the power to make an entire community, an entire country go silent. In Hollywood, silent. Nobody's saying anything.
Right.
Not even a fucking meme with a chancla and an exit door, you know.
Right.
Or the guy's crossing the border, but the sign's going the other way. Nothing, zero. So everyone seems to be more concerned about their own self than the greater good of other people and their families and the fact that these people provide a service. You know, not all of them are criminals.
Right.
I mean,
right.
The crime is to pay that person so little to do so much. ¿Qué pasó, Teo? We're talking a bunch of, she's going to get us all killed.
Hey, man,
I think Latinos should stand up and say, you don't deserve to underpay us.
Yeah. Hey, man, but you know what's crazy about that? They were talking about how, and there's, when we think of, listen, and we said this before.
I'm going to say,
go ahead.
Over there in the Oxnard, wherever, they had a program because they felt like this might happen where they might need people to work. They started to try to use college students. Forget it. They try to get prisoners to go and I don't think first of all, I don't think it's a good idea for prisoners to be released while they're supposed to be in prison. I don't care what they do, firefight or whatever. I don't think you just call a National Guard or call fireplaces from other places. But you can't have a guy who's in prison be loose to fight fires because the minute the fire's out, they have to go back to prison. So they're not in a hurry to put you're out there with
this motherfucker. Hey man, I'm sitting here thinking I'm ready to battle you because I'm like, man, those firefighters, the incarcerated firefighters, I was like, man, they came out here and did their thing, but you looked at it different. Huh?
I'm doing that. You could throw a pedo and put a fire up a lot faster than these.
Oh my God.
This motherfucker over here like. Hey, George,
right? Where you going? I told you not to work so fast.
Hey,
man, come on, man.
But you were saying how they in Oxnard,
they tried to get other people.
Yeah.
Who just to people who would work and they had some homeless people. They didn't show up after lunch. They worked half a day. So no, listen, man. I mean, yeah, the product looks great in the market, but it has to come from someplace, and the place that it comes from it's very difficult work. You have to be bent over almost the whole day,
man.
So 4 years ago when this whole thing started with immigration, I play golf over there, in Satakoy over there, and I would pass by those things. And one day they had like a rally, and I went over there. I was going to go golf, and I went over there, and they're all like, "Viva la rata, no si se puede." And I get out of there, they say, "Joe Lopez, come and work a day with us, George." And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not dressed the right way. I have a collar on. You can't work if you have a collar, so you have to have a T-shirt on.
You was like, man,
I ain't going
you was like, but you know what? I'm going to send lunch.
Listen, when I was 13, my grandfather says to me, "I got a job for you this summer." And I said, "Doing what?" And he said, "Don't worry about it, what it is. You're just going to, next Wednesday, a truck's coming. You're going to get on the truck, and you're going to work this summer." I said, "Doing what?" He goes, con los tomates, cabrón. Like, he got me a job working at Contadina in the summer. Where am I going to stay? They'll find a place for you to stay. Wow. I said, man, we fought for 5 days about me getting on that van that was coming, that bus was coming. And then, toward the end, he said, "No eres mexicano, cabrón." I said, "Yeah, I'm Mexican. I'm not that Mexican, though." I said, "If I'm going to be messing with a tomato, it's going to be like this in the restaurant."
Piece of shit.
with the butter knife in there. Yeah. Oh, that works. Maybe man, I ain't gonna go. Listen, man. Listen, man. I'm not trying to eat lettuce.
Right. Hey, man, but all jokes aside, you see the hard work of it, man. And then I was talking about this, man. Like, and I told the neighborhood, I said, when you hear the administration speak about immigration, it's bordering states, it's immigrants of color. There's these other immigrants that come in and they do these jobs, near the water, and they don't get deported. They don't round up the Russian cats.
Talk about chinos.
Even my guy Kaz. Guy Kaz from Japan, if he stay a little bit over on his visa, he's not worried about, not being able to come back or things like that. You know what I'm saying?
They asked the rancher who owns a bunch of cows and does the milk, and he said if this was to shut down today, so many people, the country would fall. And he was like, "Well, are you worried that you employ so many illegal immigrants?" And they're like, "I'm not worried that Trump's in there. I'm not worried that I have illegal immigrants because they're not going to raid this spot. They're not going to raid my ranch because I know."
Oh, really?
That they need the milk in this country.
Is it in a Whole Foods?
And I was like,
yeah. In the Erewhon.
No, yeah. But also, yes, I agree. But, they might be going just straight from the nipple out there, from the teat. That's how bad it's going to get. You got to go to that dude's place.
Yeah,
with
man.
6 other guys. Ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Chupala, cabrón.
Like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God. No.
Is this the way it tastes for real?
I got a bad one.
Yeah.
I'll wait till she's done.
Hey, man, but
hey, we're gonna be licking each other's culos for enzymes, for vitamins.
Hey, man, but yeah, I think we got a hell of a road ahead of us, man.
He let that one go. But we do have we're not even 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
Huh? And my neighbors where I live, when I get home, I don't even use the front door. I jump the fence, and when I land, I go like that. just to show. I leave when I was coming over here today. I get on top of the fence, and when I left,
show them how you are.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
Right now, I got tripas cooking just for nothing, just for the smell. Oh God, someone is dead in there.
Hey man, you doubling and tripling down.
Decomposition. Yeah.
So you gonna double and triple down?
I'm tripling down, doubling down. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me to go back to Mexico.
Right, man. Yeah.
Now I just put it out there, but they will.
Right.
I mean, I would. I mean, I'd like to go.
It'll be in the comments.
You know,
what I'm
they
saying?
somebody say, you said you were leaving the United States if Trump got elected. Well, yeah, I was too busy spending all of my money on taxes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man. Yeah.
My house is in the taxes.
Hey, man, but as we see what's going down now, like how we said, it hasn't even been a full month, bro. And they hit the ground running. Do you follow D.L. Hughley?
You know how just the idea that someone could be so anti-immigrant and yet his wives are immigrants.
Yeah.
His babies are anchor babies.
Yeah, man. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Come on, man.
That fool. Hey, and the other, what's her name? Melanoma. His wife.
Yeah, Melania.
Martisha. Come on, Martisha. He gave her an Einstein visa, where if you come from another country and you're intelligent and have something to offer this country, they will give you something that's called an Einstein visa. When you're smart and they don't want to lose you to another country. That's what she got. And I tried to tell my husband that he can, husband that he said, listen, we've all listened to accents our whole life. I don't know what the fuck she said. I grew up around accents.
Yeah, man.
I still hear them from my gardener. 2:30. I know what they're saying. I was at a Save-Ons right there in Hollywood Way, and the manager used to be a Latino guy, short guy with an accent. And when there's a lot of people, he opened the register, he had his hand up, and he says, I can have that customer in line, please. I can have that customer in line, please. And everybody's like this.
You probably don't.
I said, he said he can help the next customer in line, please. Kind of American are you? Get your fat ass up there.
Yeah.
Laura Doon.
Hey, George, do you feel sometimes that you have the target?
From my relatives or
just because you are so vocal?
Why not have a target? It's better than just being ignored.
Right.
Yeah, why not? That guy, I told you guys that guy in Miami wanted to blow me up,
Yeah, he was on the list.
Yeah, you're talking about DL.
Tell Mariana the story.
There was a guy named Cesar Sayoc. He worked out. He was a Cuban guy. And he lived in a van. His van had all these anti-immigrant Trump stuff on the sides there. And they busted him for making pipe bombs. And he had a list of 100 people that he wanted to blow up. And I was on the list, a bunch of people on the list. And D.L. Hughley found out I was on the list. He goes, was I on the list? I said, I don't know if you were on the list. I said, you want to be on a list where people might get blown up? You can take my spot.
Yeah,
But that guy, I was on the list of things to look out for opening at my house if anything suspicious were to arrive.
Yeah, he was sitting, and when you seen the van, you know how people are afraid to even just walk and go out right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people are literally afraid right now because of this immigration and this ICE stuff. Yep. I'm not a profiler, but if I was law enforcement, and even if I just saw the dude's van, I would have put him over.
Yeah,
like if you would have saw the van, you'd have been like, man, this dude had all this Trump, all these guns and stickers and all.
But you know what? I'm not.
But they let him pass.
I'm not a profiler either. But right now, when I'm driving, I look around to see people that I would deport. Like I'm driving, like yep. Oh yeah, right there, that couple right there. Yeah, that little boy right there with the bottom. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I look at people that I would deport if I was ICE. I drive around like I'm ICE. Afternoon, it's fun. Drive around, you're like, yep.
We should try it
right there. I can have that customer in line, please. Yep.
Damn, George.
He goes.
So George with and he's for and.
You know what? A lot of us have birth certificates, more than one. It's time for us to start pulling out all those copies and start making copies for the ones that don't have them.
Yeah, man.
It's that time now.
Like you are here, man.
Go to behind the oven and grab my birth certificate.
Hey man, George, were you affected by any of the fires? Because
no, thank God.
Because you're almost near a certain area.
No.
Okay.
No. But but that wind was. I mean, I'll tell you, we're from here. I never. When that wind was blowing that hard, I never imagined fires, man. For some reason, I just thought uprooting trees, power lines. But in the the power. I think they shut the power down where I live, just as a precaution.
Yeah, in case.
And gas, because but like a true Latino, everybody left the neighborhood. They all left. everybody's leaving. They're hugging each other. They finally let each other. It's finally, you know, in the streets. You go first. They're all packed up. They're leaving to wherever they're going to go stay with family. I stayed in that house 2 days. I stayed in the house 2 days by myself with no power. Just looking for a fucking ember.
Yeah, man.
No ember coming over here.
Yeah, man.
No ember.
Yeah.
Melissa, nobody's coming over here. And I'm serious, but just in the dark, you know. And then they gave me some Duracell, makes a lamp, you know, that
Oh,
and
man.
that thing is the cheapest. Let me tell you something, man. Chinga, you know, hey, those army men we used to play with were built better than this
man.
lamp. I picked it up, the bottom fell out of it, and the batteries fell out. They went under my. It's all dark. I can't find the batteries to put them back in.
Hey, man, you never wish anything, but you know how they were saying, like, oh, they're hitting people's homes. Can you imagine they came in your home? You be like, I'm in here.
Hey, somebody's in here.
Right.
They probably see me. You go, you grab upstairs. I'll grab downstairs.
Yeah.
They already think I don't live in that house.
Hey, George, what did you say at the comedy show that night about the person that said, hey, the grandma, where you were turned around? Do you remember that? It was so.
Yeah. They said that, you know, nobody's used to see me with this kind of hair, you know. So
Yeah.
you know, I heard somebody, say, hey, go ask that Mexican lady what time it is. And then I just answered, no, right now I don't know, but it's coming from behind. What?
Yeah. George, go. Oh my God.
Señora.
Oh, that's great.
I hear somebody calling my name.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a beautiful mane, though, bro.
Man,
That's a beautiful mane.
and you know what? Now it's looking so funky that they go, I heard somebody say, that's not his hair.
Right.
That's how bad it is for some people. That's not his hair.
What made you grow your hair, George? It just started?
Yeah, you know, I think the show made for a thing where, you know, I wanted to look different than the first show.
Right.
So I let this kind of grow.
So from our original George
from the
Lopez
original,
show to Lopez versus Lopez?
You know, because I was supposed to be staying with them and it was their house. So I thought, you know, let me let the hair grow a little bit. But then after, you know, it starts growing, it gets a little bit tough to cut because, you know, all the guys I went to school with are all bald mostly or lost their hair or cut their hair. So nobody at my age has this hair. You know, it's almost like having, you know, natural chichis. Would you cover them up?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
apparently not.
What'd you say? You said what? No, what? Apparently not.
No, mira. Kanye's wife. Hey, somebody, remember when Jennifer Lopez wore that dress? Everybody was like, that's scandalous.
Yeah, man.
What about when your labia's out? How about that? What word is that?
Hey,
With your
man.
bat wings, you're ready to fly off.
It's a different day, though, now. Hey, man, and speaking of the Jennifer Lopez dress, that was the green dress.
That green
Man,
dress.
it was so amazing.
Like, how-
you wore it.
How's that? Yeah, it was so good. I wore that.
Yeah. I remember, didn't you show it to an award show and kind of like the same dress?
We did a promo for the show at that time. You know, back then it was before really kind of computers. You know, so we were at ABC right here, and they started going through all the ideas to launch the show, and then you know that was it. And then everybody looked at this one person and they said, "Show him." And they said, "I said, well, one more thing. We think you might." You know, we're not sure how you're going to react. So, like, you know, the guy had a board, and he said, it said the other Lopez, and it had me in the dress with one leg out, and then it had me with construction boots and like white socks, and it said G-Lo, the other Lopez, and then it had the name of the show, and I said,
That's it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, that is it.
And since then, I've been tucking it and wearing various outfits from Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
I wore some stuff from Kathy Ireland. I got a shawl from Kathy Ireland.
Late night. Hey, George, do you still live alone or?
Oh yeah.
I heard that. Do you enjoy that?
No, but you know, Matt, let me tell you, I'm not sure where my dating situation is. I told you I wasn't, but when someone is 63, you can't expect them to change their personality. You just kind of have to accept them for the way they are.
Right.
I've never really found anybody that is, you know, and I think I've done pretty good on my own, but I don't think I've found anybody that really is kind of like in it for me or the way I am when I'm not here, like the other version of it. So, you know, I stay alone.
I heard that.
Yeah. And dog, you know, I got dogs. Those dogs could give, you know what, man? Those dogs, you know, usually dog people bark and stuff. They have a whole nother personality when I'm not there with the housekeeper. They're dancing, kissing each other, you know, doing circles and tricks. When I get there, they go into the cage and They don't. I really haven't been able to. You know, this guy told
Bring
me
that vibe on it, like, oh, he's here.
This
He's
guy
closing
told
the
me,
door.
go get a dog. My therapist said, go get a dog and try to connect with the dog. Get the dog to need you. No, I can't. I guess I don't know. I guess the way I was raised. You know,
So no Valentine's Day for you?
No.
So you're not even thinking about roses?
I put red polish and I hold his hand right here outside.
Yeah. Set your camera up on 5 seconds and take your own picture.
I'm almost trans, so I'm trying to see my hair. I got a little tetas, I got a penis there. I have to decide what to do with.
Hey man,
but
you know what happened
fork in the road.
Before we had Caitlyn Jenner, when Bruce Jenner was kind of like going, you started to see like certain things, like the ponytail start coming, then the voice got a little higher, like
when I was doing my tournament, Cheech would play in my tournament, and then I would say, Tommy Chong didn't play golf, and I would say, man, it'd be great to get Cheech and Chong to play in my tournament. Those guys are my idols growing up, So Chong started playing, and then I got both to play in my tournament, Cheech and Chong. And then one year, Bruce Jenner played in my tournament, and then I started to think it'd be great to have Caitlyn Jenner play in my tournament too. So one year I had Bruce Jenner, and then 10 years later I had Caitlyn Jenner play. And I was we were playing golf over there, like the 15th hole you can eat, and she hit a ball that was like really close, and I said, "Great shot!" And then Joe Pesci called and said, "Georgie, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm complimenting a woman on her nice 5-iron." I don't know. He was like, what are you doing, making meatballs? I said, no, I'm just complimenting him.
You're like, I can't do nothing right.
Yeah, old Italian, he thought giving somebody a compliment. What are you doing?
He thought you was going down the slope.
Man.
Next thing you over there laying up with her over there, huh?
I've been over there at 20 years, and the thing I missed, Jack Nicholson used to be a member over there. And he resigned. I think somebody pissed him off. But the idea that around my locker I would hear, why don't we go out there and hit a few balls? I got like, wow. Yeah.
Hey man, do you go to the Laker games still?
No.
What about with Luka coming to the Lakers?
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah, it's different. You have the picture there. I mean, it was very kind of a personal thing, to go to the games. For us, me and mine, and Kobe, and the family and everybody there. Like they say, times change.
Right.
Things
You had
change.
your era.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the last game, and it's not that I don't love the Lakers. I always will. It's just a little bit like, it's a little. It hurts a lot to
right. You remember what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different connection.
Yeah, I mean, we knew the dude the whole 20 years he was here. So it's all
Kobe
the
Bryant.
kids grew up and stuff. Yeah. And it's tough to. I went to a game. I went to one. LeBron, man, that dude's got to, nicely put. When you've been playing long enough that your son's playing with you, it's time to go, man.
Really,
it's past. Yeah, I love him, but listen, that's only my opinion. But when your dad has the ball in the backyard and you're trying to get it, everybody has to go to his speed. Yeah,
right.
Like you can't hurt them, so you're like, you can't do that. I used to be able to do this, and they're all just kind of standing like this.
Wow, Dad!
You got Dad! Wow. Okay, now you can't. Now he kicks it. Yeah, you kids play. We're waiting for the kick.
I'll leave it to y'all.
We're waiting for the kick.
Hey man, but I think LeBron is still playing at LeBron level.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, no, I think so. Yeah.
Silence.
Yeah.
Bitchy elderly, you gotta. This guy, I don't know. It's a long time. God bless him.
Right.
It's a long time.
I think he could do that for the Warriors. Why don't you bring them down?
Right. Like go over there.
Go there, bring them down.
Wow. Hey man, George, did you play baseball? Didn't you?
I played baseball. Yeah.
In high school,
High school,
yeah. So you grew up.
I got a letter from the Reds in 11th grade.
Oh, really though?
And then I found marijuana in high school.
And then
and then my baseball coach tore the letter up in front of me.
Wow.
He was rough. You never know where the people that are going to change your life come from. Me and this guy Steve Martin, he passed away. God rest his soul. But I was just a pain in his ass the whole time. Just unruly, and he cussed at me, cussed at us, and this and that.
Is this like a coach or a teacher at high school?
The baseball coach in high school, and he told me that because it's true, I had quit at everything, and he told me that I was a quitter and that when things got tough, I would quit.
You can't even say nothing like that to a kid nowadays.
You
can't.
No. So when I started to golf, and golf was really tough, I would quit when it got tough. And then one time when I left, I would leave after 9 holes. One time when I left, I was in the car, and I was like, man, this guy was right. Like, it just dawned on me. Like, I looked through my whole life. I was just playing the accordion. I mean, you can understand quitting the accordion.
Right.
But all the other things that I quit, even on people too.
Right.
So I actually, I was living over here in Barham, and I went back to the school. I hadn't been to school in maybe 6 years. I went back to the school and walked over there and apologized to him. It's maybe the only person in my life at that time that I had ever said, I'm sorry to.
Wow.
Yeah, that I would just, we all have cousins and brothers, sisters you don't talk to, parents, and it's just that way, But I don't think that I could have went on in my life if I hadn't. And it's the only time I ever felt like that I had to apologize to this person for the things that he said to me, because he was exactly right, and I apologize for my behavior.
And you found that you found that true years later in life as you started to connect it and see it on other things. Like, damn.
Yeah. And I went and apologized.
Yeah, but there's a power in learning that too, huh?
That's big.
I think you have to be open to yourself to understand the things that you're not perfect. A lot of people don't see that. I apologized to a woman for the way that I acted, and nothing came back the other way.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
You gotta be
Hey,
careful.
man,
I guess you were right.
Do you want to
in
take
that 40 minutes that I had to hear you tell me about me?
Do you want to take this time right now to apologize to Ramon Ayala?
Did I upset him?
I think you will.
Why?
When you said the accordion thing?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, but he had no options. I don't know, maybe. No, Ramon Ayala, see, he's great.
Yeah,
no Frankie Valli falling asleep during the show. That's all I need.
Oh, wow.
Have you seen that?
Big girls don't.
Yeah. My man.
Yeah.
Man, hey, George.
The Abraham Lincoln at Disneyland moves better than Frankie Valli.
Hey, man, do you see yourself saying, I'm out before the game, before it's like, I can't do this anymore?
You know what? I was going to retire, and I thought, I'm going to go till 2029 because that's 50 years.
Wow.
So I think I should go at 50 years would be great.
Really, though?
Yeah.
So what is this going back and doing Why You Crying 21 years later?
I don't know, man. It seems to be the thing that people kind of hold in time, like they really liked it and they watch it and all that. So I thought almost like a play, you would go and do Why You Crying all the way through,
Wow. Yeah. So when
Nostalgia,
and I
man.
want people to understand what this Why You Crying, what this meant to us as a comedy special. And not only did we watch it do it, it became a part of our lingo. You know what I'm saying? We started saying Why You Crying for everything.
Yeah.
It just became a part of pop culture. It became a part of our culture. Look, man, why are you crying?
Yeah.
Why are you crying?
Yeah.
And for you to give us something that was so great with Why You Crying 21 years ago, and then when we fast forward, when did you know that it was time for you to say, man, I'm going to go ahead and do Why You Crying again?
I would see things people would write and things, on social media and things where people would use them to post memes and stuff like that. The thong, but in the middle, I want to get it dirty. So I thought, it'd be nice for me too to go back. Richard Pryor did a special there in Long Beach, very special to me. And I think it'd be great to go back there.
And is this at the Long Beach Theater?
Yeah, the Terrace Theater.
At the Terrace Theater, man. And and for George Lopez, that's kind of an intimate spot.
Yeah.
But it means a lot to you as well.
It means a lot to me because that's where Richard Pryor did the one, in concert from like 79. And I watched that thing literally 1,000 times. And my grandmother would still would look at me. She'd go to work in the morning and it would be on and come back in the afternoon and it was on. Because I had nobody that I could talk to or say to anybody like, how do you do this or what do you do this? So I would just do it myself. So I would watch those things over and over again.
And you would study. I think for some reason, man, we had Long Beach Terrace Theater, when I went backstage, you had Richard Pryor's chair back there. It was something.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, man. And it's like this thing where you give so much to Richard Pryor, even making sure that Richard Pryor had his statue in Peoria.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he probably didn't know at the time what he was giving to this kid.
No.
That didn't have any outlets. You know what I'm saying? That couldn't talk to somebody. Somebody didn't understand it, but you locked in with this comedian. and it set you up for a lifetime.
And it didn't, have to be Latino or whatever. It was just something that I wanted to do that I really never even thought that I could do. Nobody had done it before me.
Right.
So now, all these years later, and you say, George Lopez, whatever. But remember, there was no George Lopez before I came. There was no sitcom that you could look at with your family. There were no specials that you could look at and say, look at us.
Right.
I was the guy.
Right.
So whatever you say about me, everybody that has come and people admire now came after me.
And we've seen like the early Chico and the Man with Freddie Prinze, and that was set up a certain way.
Yeah.
But we didn't see the dynamic of the mom, the dad, the kids, every friend, the workplace, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people will actually watch. You know how when back in the day when people say, man, I watched such and such because I saw me.
Right.
I didn't have that reflection. At some point, we didn't have that reflection of what you gave to many when it came to, you can look and say, oh, well, there's your Inez or something, but that was like an I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
And he was a threat behind it. He was the guy.
A reporter from Newsweek said to me, I'm not sure why you still, admire these guys that have so many positive things. I said, when you've been doing it, like at some point you would think, you'd recognize yourself. And I said, what do you mean? He says, well, Desi Arnaz was I Love Lucy. He wasn't the central character. Lucy was a character. Chico and the Man was the Chico and the man. Yeah. But your name is George Lopez. Your show is George Lopez.
Somebody had to tell you that.
Somebody had to tell me that. I didn't realize it.
Yeah, man. And it's crazy, man, because sometimes we don't want to salute or big up ourselves because sometimes, and out of naivete, we don't know. And we're so used to giving it to somebody else sometimes, too.
Yeah.
Do you feel like people give that to you, what you get, what you...
No, not at all. No, I mean, it's easy to say. No.
Yeah,
they're talking to the audience. I came from a place where you didn't talk to the audience. I came from a place where, in order to establish yourself or think of you as your craft, you didn't. If you're a doctor and you're operating, you don't say, "Hey, how am I doing?"
Right.
You just do your work. You're not looking for your validation comes through the laughs and at the end, not in between.
Do you ever feel like you don't get the credit you deserve?
No, I mean I don't.
Or you don't even.
I don't think about it. No.
Right.
I think there's enough things out there that I don't have to bang my own drum or anything.
Really though. So when you go to Why You Crying and we see this 21 years later, are we doing Why You Crying material or is that the title?
We're doing Why You Cry. I'm doing the whole special.
So what we saw.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why I love that too, George, because when you go and pick any artist, pick any group, for an artist, you want to hear the hits.
Yeah.
For a comedian, you can't, like there's sometimes where I got to ask you to recall a joke and tell me again because you've moved so far past it.
Well, the thing is, that bands were doing it. Bands were going into places and playing the album. I think Steely Dan was doing it where they were playing just that album.
Yeah.
And then bands started doing it. So you would go because you were looking to hear the music from that album, and I thought, that kind of makes sense. If you had something that was worthy of all people coming to see again, I thought Why You Crying would be.
Hey, George, and we love it because we're familiar with it.
That's right.
And that's what happens when you go to a club. Like, if you're familiar with the song, you dance to the song.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an event.
I think so. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Do you? And it probably may be something that could be trend-setting as well. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this is 21 years between. Somebody can't just go and do one year, then 2 years later.
Would Chris Rock go and do Bigger and Blacker? I think people would. I'd go see that.
Yeah, and I would as well.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is I don't have to re-watch it because the recall is going to be, oh, damn, I forgot he said that.
Yeah.
And you got so many great specials as well that I think it would be them aha moments, or when you start to set up something, people are like, oh shit, this is it.
It could be, it could be emotional too to go back and do those things. My life was so much different back then than it is now.
So are you because as we're sitting here today, man, this is like an exclusive. Like people didn't know that you were going back and doing Why You're Crying.
No, nobody knew.
Later, people didn't know that you're taking it to Long Beach Terrace Theater.
Yeah,
and that even with me, I thought it was the title, but I didn't know that you were doing the show, the special that we love so much.
Yeah.
But as we start to look at this, bro, when you say it could be emotional for you because there was so much that was built off of that and so much growth since that.
Yeah. I mean, everything was riding on that. Like we don't have the option to fail. If we fail, we fail all as a race, as a group of people. You know, somebody
Right.
else have failed 10 times. We can't fail once.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, everything rides on that. That's why everything coming after me is the success leads to more success, even for other people. Like people say to me, why didn't I help other people? I think I helped other people in the fact that I was there, and I'm still there 22 years later on NBC with my biological daughter, Mayan, who's on TV.
Man.
And all the writers and people and actresses and people behind the camera that I've hired in those 22 years since my first show.
Yeah, and you look at it, man, and your name is George Lopez.
Right.
That's powerful. You know what I'm saying? Just the name and how that could bring so many people into the door. Also because you've had success.
Let me tell you, nobody knows this. I was named one of Time Magazine's, you know, most important Latinos of the year. So I went to the dinner, and you know, they asked me to take this thing that I wrote to myself in 1979, and when all the other people were speaking, they really were speaking about themselves, you know, and them, and I did this, and we need to. And you know, this girl actress was saying that we need more representation. There is more representation. I mean, this isn't 20 years ago. There was none. There is more representation. Like that. Like you almost were reciting a line that doesn't. You know, is that your final line? You might as well be reciting a line from another time, because that's not the issue. There are more. Can there be more? Yes.
Right.
But where she was coming from is that there aren't any, and we need to have more, of course. Right. So as I was sitting there, you know, I got up and spoke a little bit and wrapped it up, and I left, you know. And I didn't do my speech. And then, you know, Anna Navarro was there, and she tried to like reintroduce me. I was like, no. But nobody knew why I left. You know what? Those people, they didn't deserve to hear what I had to say.
Wow.
They didn't deserve to hear my story. Because they're all worried about themselves. And as I was talking, they kind of like seemed disinterested. So I'm like, you know what? You guys don't deserve to hear my story, so I'm going to leave.
And you could tell your story anywhere and on your own platform.
Well, I want to tell your story where people are listening, not where people, you know, aren't. You know, I paid attention when they were speaking, so I left.
Hey, man, and I remember when you walked out of that casino as well. It was almost the same thing.
It's a matter of respect.
Yeah,
it's a
man.
matter of. I mean, you can put up with a lot of things, but respect should be high on the mark. That's when you're a kid that taught you to respect your elders and respect people. You know, respect the police, respect everybody.
Hey, man, and you know, and back to also just when we speak about why you crying 21 years later. Are you already starting to watch that? And are you rehearsing
See the transcript? Yeah, I got the transcript.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you watching it too, or are you just reading along?
I haven't watched it yet, but I will start to watch it.
Are the jokes, when you read the transcripts, are they automatic?
No, they're not automatic.
Right. Are you taking anything out where you're like, damn, I can't believe I said that?
No, I'm going to say it all. I'm going to try to say it all as written. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Are you? Is there a part of you that's excited and frightened?
Well, you know, I'd like to see how much I've progressed in the physical part of it and the telling of the lines, because you know I'm better at it. I think than I was back then. I was kind of young, so you know, better at the delivery, better at transitions, but it'll be all that.
So
stuff.
you can make it better, but I would say also, George, keep it raw the way it was.
Yeah, no, it's gonna
because
be
have you ever had a song where it's like, oh yeah, you sold me a song and I want to hear it, then you see him in concert, you're like, man, you don't put a different beat under it, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I went to see Hall & Oates at the Hollywood Bowl, and I left because I think Sarah Smile,
they tore it apart.
I was like, man, I'm leaving it.
Right. Sarah Smile.
Hickey music. You're gonna mess up hickey music. I'm out.
Hey, man, do you still go out a lot, George?
No, I don't go out that much.
Really? I heard.
Yeah.
George, we probably got to come by the house.
I might have to come by.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go
already
to yours.
I've been out too long.
Hey, man.
No.
He was like, what time is this over?
I'm at my steps already.
Hey, man, with Lopez versus Lopez, man, you guys are in. Is this season 3?
The finale for season 3 is coming up. Yeah,
that's crazy though, man.
45 episodes already. Wow. Yeah, and you know, I got my guy Bruce from the first show, and you know, everybody's great, man. Everybody, we get along with everybody. Everybody's great. It's way different. You know, the whole Me Too movement changed a lot of the way that people relate to each other now, as opposed to the first show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so but what do you mean? What's the difference?
You know, Mayan is the only one I could touch physically in that whole at Universal.
Right,
Like
right.
you can't touch anybody.
You can't even hug?
You can't hug anybody. You're not supposed to say, "Oh, you look great in that," or you can't compliment. I mean, it's really, really tied down.
Yeah, it's scary too, though,
Yeah.
man. Because even with me, like George, I'm a hugger.
Yep.
You know, and we say some of the most craziest stuff on air and
Yeah,
off
yeah.
air. But it's a different climate.
It's way different. You work a lot faster when you're not messing around.
Yeah. Hey, dude, our
When
producer
you're
Jason
racially
was like,
insensitive, it eats up a lot of time. Apparently,
right, what would you say?
when you're racially insensitive, it eats up a lot of time.
Man. Man, but
Wow.
do you still enjoy show business?
I think there's times when I don't, but right now in the beginning of this year, yeah, I do. I like
Yeah.
what I am and what I've done, and I think what I got coming up, and I love the show. So we'll wait for season 4. Hopefully, it'll be all right. My show's done great, and then do that. But just to work with Maya is,
Yeah, man.
yeah, it's just amazing.
You know
she's
what's-
good, and she's good, and she's developed into this really.
And
great,
how young is Maya now?
She's 28.
You know what's crazy about that, man, is even when we go back to Why You're Crying, she was,
She was like 5. Yeah.
yeah, 7 years of age. Or so, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy that now you're working with your daughter and your daughter's working with her dad.
Wow.
And,
Yeah.
and not just what we see on the show, but you guys in life had to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all had to work on relationships and you can get into a studio and get a script, but you guys had to in real life,
Right.
have
There's a lot of Latinos that work with their parents, but usually they're "Tráeme la pala, cabrón."
totally different.
Bring that water hose over here, mijo. But it's been great. Yeah, it's been.
How do you separate dad and co-star
No,
or,
I think,
or producer?
Yeah, I think there you actor, you're just working. Yeah.
Right.
And if I won't really tell her anything, I'll just tell her, I think if you did this, if you waited here a little bit more and then went, I think it'd be better. So just
Right.
stuff like that.
What about
crazy? Are you
people that-
crazy, man? I ain't trying to tell her how to be funny.
What about people
I
that
just got her
work
talking
there?
back to me. I just got her us talking after like 10 years.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
starting
like-
to criticize her too.
You're like, I'm gonna F this up.
Man, you can't criticize. Man, that these kids don't stand for it. One time we were in the front yard, and she says to me, "Are you an alcoholic?" And I said, "What? Are you an alcoholic?" Why would you say that? She said, her mom said that, I've been drinking and all this, and maybe, it's in my DNA and my genealogy that I come from a line of alcoholics. And I said, hey, you know what? Chicano said, hey, if you're worried so much about how much I'm drinking, then why don't you, stop taking my money then if it bothers you so much? Then you're taking money from an alcoholic. Then stop taking my checks. She goes, whoa, wait a minute, you're getting over it. Let me go get you a beer.
She's like, slow down. And then
Lime? Yes.
yeah, man. And then that's when she like, Mom, you almost fucked this up. Like,
And if I'm not getting my check, you're not getting yours.
yeah, man. Like, nah, man.
So yeah,
How's your health overall, George?
yeah, it's good.
I heard
it's good.
that,
The weight
man.
loss, has been good for it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What are there still complications with? Because how old is the
April will be
kidney?
20 years. Wow. Yeah. You get those great compliments like nobody lives this long. Thanks.
Yeah.
a lot.
Hey, man.
That's
What
a
about
lot.
when you
Hey.
say
Oh, you're
20
way-
years? I went, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, man.
One time this
And you
Mexican
still
dude,
here.
One time this Mexican dude came up to me and goes, "Hey, I heard you had a kidney transplant." I said, "Yeah, 'cause my sister did too."
Yeah.
Are you on what kind of medicine are you on? I said, "Are you on Celsep?" I said, "Yep." That's what she was on too. Are you on the oral? How much? Like 200, 450 milligrams? Yep. And what about hypervascular medicine? Yep. Yeah, her too. She died, but all right. Okay, great. All right, thanks. Come back and check on me.
Hey, George, are you on daily medication since the kidney
Only if I
transplant?
want to live. No, twice a day. But it's not that many.
Has the medical field has that changed since 20 years
Oh
ago?
yeah, there's a lot of there's great advancements. My doctor told me that they're working on a thing where with science that you wouldn't even have to be a match for blood type to be able to donate an organ.
Damn,
So they're
really?
getting- or they're
Because-
making them. They're making them in labs and stuff, and that eventually, I think that he said a chip will be inserted into people, and that'll become.
Oh my God.
Do what an organ does.
There's a movie like that where in the future they do that, but then if you don't pay for it, they got a repo organ guy that goes and takes
Oh,
it out
really?
of your
Oh.
body if you don't pay.
Damn.
Imagine the
Can,
future.
yeah, can you
Is
imagine?
that porno cochino, the Oregon guy that comes out there?
Yeah.
It's time to pay.
Time to pay.
Hey, George, do you know what this is?
No.
Okay. I'm tired of this. Every guest I play this for, every guest, no one know what it is. But Louis told me everyone would know what it is because he said it's on Pornhub.
It's like the Pornhub theme song.
Yeah.
When you go on the website,
Oh, yeah, I don't have it turned up. I'm vehicle. I start using closed captions.
that's why they don't know it.
That's how old I am. I use closed captions.
Hey, George, you didn't even know this was coming. And you see what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
you said, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, I don't want it. I don't want Carolina to hear me.
hey, man,
trying
my
to find
man
my
said,
wallet.
I don't even have it turned up. Motherfucking George Lopez.
Even though I live
man.
alone, I still think somebody's listening.
Hey, George, do you trust Siri and all that stuff?
Oh, hell no, man.
Yeah, man. See,
Listen,
that's old
you
school,
been watching
bro.
TV and it says Alexa. So I'll be right out there. You know, it's like somebody's named Alexa. The Alexa will answer.
Yeah, man. Alexa. Yeah.
Like any woman, not even her business. She just hears her name. What? Somebody called me. She got some TV. You can't tell TV from a real voice, cabrón. Not mind your own business.
Oh, checking for you now. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Yeah,
Checking
man.
on that.
Wow.
Hey, man, yeah, technology. Are you into AI and all that stuff too, George?
You know what? They're making porn AI. Have you seen?
I heard about this.
Nah, man.
That they said that it could even put like the porn stars out of business because it'd be no holds barred, nothing like.
Damn, yeah, you can just make it up.
Wait a minute.
man.
No, hose bar. No.
You're like, maybe I do.
But you know,
support
they don't
this.
have any manchas and shit. Your AI is all smooth body. You'll see a girl, a little cellulite, a tattoo. Or
a little cellulite,
there,
you know?
a
Hey, man.
nipple, from breast implants, the nipples are a little like, town and country. One's in the town, one look in the country. One's in Stevie
man.
Valley, one downtown LA.
Yeah, man. Give me some perfect imperfections.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If it's
Yeah,
perfect. The oils are all clean. There's nothing back there.
Yeah,
put
man.
put pink cheeks out of business.
Yeah, see.
How come nobody's calling anymore?
Hey, George, what time do you do? Are you an early sleeper too? Like, do you go to sleep early?
I think when I'm not working, I go to sleep early. That's why I went to sleep at 5:45 yesterday. Today, I was supposed to fly
hold on,
today. I
dude.
was supposed to fly today, but the airline said that it's going to Miami. The airline said that they changed the plane, and there's only coach seats on this plane. I was like, man, I ain't flying from LA to Miami coach. I mean, for 5.5 hours. I was like, no. At
So
this
you
age,
don't do
I
the
gotta-
private thing, George?
I'll be walking to El Jerome.
Oh, hurting. Like,
I saw Al Jarreau walk out of the when I was doing the jazz festival. God rest his soul. Said Al Jarreau. I was like, come on. Like
Oh,
an S.
man.
He
Hey,
was like
George.
an S walking across the stage.
Hey, George.
And you forget. And once he sat down, he was awesome. But it's like bring him out, bring him sitting out then.
Hey, George, but are you finding yourself like even with the lowrider intro? You know what I'm saying? The war lowrider intro. Remember, you was like, yeah, man, I don't even do the squat anymore.
I don't go all the way back. I don't go down. I can't get back up. But
Because he would come out to lowrider and he would do the whole, squat.
it's almost like at the gym when they know you can't do it, so it stops on its own. That's where I'll be like, I'll get right here, right there. You go, oh, that's good right there.
That's it. you're like, yeah, they got it.
My fucking kneecap would chip, pop right through my pants.
Hey, George, do you feel
I
like
think somebody broke a plate. That's my kneecap.
do you feel like there's so much documented on you as well? Because there's, I have a lot of pictures out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
I
I look at pictures and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was
That's
heavy
real
then.
wild. Yeah, yeah.
Like, do you feel like there's a lot of pictures out where it's like, damn, look at this, man, my hair is dark right here. Like,
Somebody took a picture of me one time walking across the stage from up. I look like as if a Sasquatch had gotten some clothes from Chess King, and some shoes from the Wild Paris. Walking across. It's like your stomach's, but you're not prepared for anybody to take your pictures. That somebody was down here and they took it. It's a terrible.
hey
picture.
man, I remember when you came in and you said like your wax museum, your
Oh, man.
like how you don't even look like
I'll
it
not
anymore.
even resemble that dude. Pobre man, that guy's lucky. It's like, leave that kid, leave him alone.
Right.
Leave that kid alone.
Hey man, you know.
Hey, they try to keep my shoes, man. Well, my shoes have always been very expensive shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So when they want the stuff, they want everything. I mean, I gave them a tie I really like, the shirt. It's a suit I wear.
So
and
when
the
they
shoes.
do the wax figure, they want your. So you have. Are we talking about the wax figure?
Yeah.
So they want a real outfit from you
that you wore.
Wow.
And then I went over there and I was like, man, I don't wear these shoes. I said, where are my shoes?
Oh.
And then now it's wearing the right shoes.
Wait, so somebody
$3,000 shoes.
Did somebody lock up on your shoes?
No, I think they.
So
I don't know who the manager of the wax museum is. Probably like, I'll bring these back Monday.
Yeah.
No, I mean they're not. I mean those, you know.
Hell yeah! I didn't know.
shoes.
I did not know
That's
that they had to dress the wax figure
In the stuff that's right.
Wow.
And
You
so when
give
you
them all
sent
the
them
things.
some shoes and you went to go look at it, you was like, man, these aren't G-Lo
Split toe.
shoes. Like, yeah.
I would never.
As if.
I used to go get my stuff at the San Fernando swap meet, or a guy would come with a truck. I changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
These are not Prada.
Hey, George, do you have any?
I used to wear the suit. You know how those dudes when they don't have a suit, you're not supposed to leave it on.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you talking about, because when you get a
Armani
suit,
Emporium.
yeah, it'll have like a square patch on it for the suit name.
And that's all. You're supposed to take it off.
Oh, my God.
And dudes leave it on.
Yeah. And they'll leave it on. Oh, my God. That's hilarious, man.
Huh? Mira.
Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
Ralph Lauren.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. It's crazy that you said that.
Emplorio.
Yeah. George Lopez, thank you for coming back into
Everybody
the
watch
neighborhood,
the
man.
season finale of the show.
Yeah, season finale
I love
3.
you.
We got to make sure that we get a season 4. And once again, man, congratulations on, Why You Crying 21 years later. And you're going to do it in front of a live audience,
Yes.
Long Beach. It
Terrace
is going
Theater.
down, Terrace Theater. Do we have the exact date on
May
that?
3rd.
That's a great weekend.
Yeah.
Man, so once again, George Lopez, thank you
I
for
love you.
coming.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank
That's
you.
George Lopez in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.